The Auburn Tigers starting off 1-0 with a 38-24 victory over Baylor. Let's go over the highest grade player starting off with Auburn. Their highest grade player was the quarterback, actually. Jackson Arnold with an 82.9 grade in his first game at Auburn. But next up is a center, Connor Liu, a guy actually that Trevor Sikkema and Connor Rogers both love for the NFL draft. I believe he's a top 20 prospect for both of them in this draft. 77.5 for them. Offensive tackle Mason Murphy, 74.6. Another guy who could be a top 20 pick in the NFL draft, Keldrick Falk here with a 74 grade. And how about that play, Dalton, where he ran down a wide receiver? Just a freak at 270 pounds.
It's like the Kenneth Grant moment, isn't it? Yeah.
Just disgusting. Jeremiah Wright, the guard, 70.5, and tight end Brandon Frazier, 69.3. Going over to Baylor with their highest graded players, starting off with Cole Wilson, the wide receiver, 82.5. Devin Bobby, the safety, 70.2. Another 70.2 here, and Tevin Williams III, the cornerback. Running back Bryson Washington, 67.4. Jacob Redding, the safety, 67.3. And Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback, 63.4. What told the story in this game for you?
So my stat is Auburn had 173 rushing yards after contact. That is their most against a Power 4 team since Week 11 of 2023. What happened in this game was Auburn found the groove in the run game early, especially huge loss. Have we got word on Jackie Marshall yet, the big defensive tackle with his injury?
No, that's a big loss.
Huge. He only got to play 8 snaps in this game. He's their best run defender, a guy we highlighted
by a mile.
In Baylor.
I think he's the best defensive player by a mile.
Yeah, and when he went down, and Hugh Freeze saw that they were just gashing Baylor's front 7 over and over, and even they were in 7-man boxes, sometimes in a classic 3-4 kind of front. Hugh Freeze he stayed on the gas. And look, he's got Jackson Arnold now. He's got all those receivers we talk about all the time. But at the end of the day, Hugh Freeze is a coach that wants to run the football. And if he could run the football every single play, he would. It felt like he was doing it in this game. Jackson Arnold, 16 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. How about 11 missed tackles on Jackson Arnold? I mean, just that looked more like the Jackson Arnold that Oklahoma beat Alabama with.
You want a stat real quick?
Absolutely.
Jackson Arnold, the first Auburn quarterback with 130 or more rushing yards and 2 or more rushing touchdowns in a game since Nick Marshall in 2013.
I thought for sure you were going to say Cam Newton.
Well, he definitely did it too, but Nick Marshall was the last one.
Okay,
Nick Marshall was the last one.
I mean, but then you look too, Jeremiah Cobb with a really good game, Damari Alston with a really good. I know they've got all the receivers, and we got plenty of time. We're going to talk a lot of Auburn this year. But this team wants to run the football, first and foremost. And I think, and some people are going to freak out and go, well, what about Jackson Arnold? And they only let him throw the ball 17 times. Does that mean he's bad and the receivers are overrated? And this, nah, man. This was my most impressive. I'm just giving it to Hugh Freeze. He called a spectacular game. Just stay on it. Stay on it. They had no reason at any point in this game to ever get out of the ground game. At no reason at all. So I go, why take any chances? And for the most part, I didn't really get it from Baylor's standpoint because even as they're getting gashed for 7 yards of carry on the ground, still sitting in quarters. I'm getting no safety help. I'm not getting an 8th guy in the box. Eventually, I go, I'll just take the chances with what I haven't seen before. Let him throw it. Make him throw it. Make Jackson Arnold beat you with his arm. If he does it, then you're getting beat both ways. It doesn't matter. But there wasn't a whole lot of extra help until maybe very late in the game when it was already kind of shot. This was a show for Auburn, maybe even better than if they had come out and slung it all over the place with these receivers.
Agreed.
Because
Absolutely
now
agreed.
You sit here and you go, those guys are still, Singleton and Coleman and Simmons and those guys are still out there. And you've got this 3-headed rushing monster you're looking at with an offensive line that dominated. Auburn, they keep this level of balance. And I won't even say balance yet because we haven't seen them throw the ball like that. We're going to see that, but this is a problem, and Hugh Freeze is still a run-first coach. He watched Oklahoma's tape against Alabama last year and said, oh, that's my guy. Yeah. That's the guy I want. I don't care if he can throw it. I want to run it all over because we know Peyton Thorne, he got better as a rusher last year, but not naturally that guy. Jackson Arnold's an athlete, man. You break 11 tackles in your first game with a new team. Hugh Freeze is going to have some fun with both dimensions of this offense, but I absolutely just love the game that he called. Never had to get out of the run game. Never felt threatened with Baylor's run defense. Stay on the gas, run them over.
That's the story of the game because my stat is Auburn scored 38 points and only had 108 passing yards in this one. That just shows how good this run game was for Auburn in this one. And my whole breakdown in our preview was, hey, Jackson Arnold and those receivers can take advantage of what is a vulnerable Baylor pass defense. They didn't need to at all in this game. 0.426 EPA per run, 6.3 yards per carry. 3 different players with at least 70 yards rushing for Auburn in this one too. Again, Auburn has one of the best receiving corps in the country, with the only school in America with 2 of my top 10 receivers, and Eric Singleton Jr., the Georgia Tech transfer, and Cam Coleman, the rising true sophomore. They only combined for 43 yards. If you told me those 2 would have 43 yards against Baylor, I would have said Baylor would win this football game. But Auburn beat them by 14 because of how good this run game was. This offense now is incredibly dangerous and makes Auburn, we said it before preseason, they're a sleeper in the SEC, and now they absolutely are with this offense looking the way it does. And my most impressive is just Jackson Arnold once again. 16 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 first downs on those 16 carries, 11 forced missed tackles for a 69% forced missed tackle rate. Again, he was fine. He was okay as a passer, but he did not need to throw the football. So anyone on Twitter or anyone else saying, oh, well, Arnold didn't look great as a passer, he didn't need to. They just ran the football down Baylor's throat, and that's what won them this football game. I think with those weapons he has around him, he'll be just fine as a passer this year. With that offensive line too, I have no qualms with him as a passer just yet, because we didn't see much from him in this game, because we didn't need to see much from him as a passer in this game. Just really impressive all-around performance from Auburn. When we thought their whole offense would be about those receivers and about Jackson Arnold as a passer, they killed Baylor with their run game.
Update, because I was just looking for it now. Jackie Marshall, high ankle sprain. Dave Aranda says he's day-to-day, but that's something
that's big.
That's something that can linger for sure. It's certainly big news that it's not season-ending or anything like that, but that's something that can linger, and they've got a big game against SMU coming up this week. They need to bounce back, and especially in run defense, because we know SMU runs that up-tempo offense, and they can run the football too. This is going to be a big couple weeks here for Baylor to recover from this, because they got physically outplayed in this game.
Absolutely. All right, big win for Auburn, big win for ZT. Starting off 1-0 on the season, 38-24 with a win over Baylor. Real quick, want to shout out our guy Johnny Newton. Apparently Becca just shouted out his birthday today. One of our favorite interviews of all time, Johnny Newton, now on the Commanders, the tackle from Illinois.
Happy birthday, Johnny Newton. We're previewing Illinois.
I'll never forget when he saw you and I at front row in his presser at the Combine. He goes, F yeah. I won't say on the show, but I love that guy. He's a man.
He's got to tune into the show. We got the Illinois game this coming week.
Big one. Duke in week 2. We'll talk about that obviously on Tuesday, but big one there.